can't believe we made it in time.
Did you see the line back there?
Let's get a drink before it gets too crowded.
On the night of April 1, 2006, Brian Shaffer, a 27-year-old medical student, went out with friends to celebrate the beginning of spring break in Columbus, Ohio. The location was the Ugly Tuna Saloon, a crowded bar filled with students, loud music, and constant movement. Surveillance cameras recorded Brian walking up the escalator and entering the bar shortly after 9 p.m. This is the last confirmed image of him alive. Inside, witnesses later said Brian seemed normal, relaxed, and in good spirits. He talked, laughed, and drank with friends. Nothing about his behavior suggested he was planning to disappear. At closing time, the bar emptied. Hundreds of people left the building. But Brian never showed up outside. His friends assumed he had gone home with someone else. By the next morning, when no one could reach him, panic set in. Police reviewed the footage again and again. Brian was clearly seen entering the bar. But no camera ever captured him leaving. It was as if he had vanished inside a crowded building, surrounded by people, without anyone noticing a thing. Investigators focused heavily on the surveillance system. The Ugly Tuna Saloon had cameras covering the main entrance and escalators, recording everyone who went in or out. Brian appeared clearly on the footage entering the bar, but hour after hour passed with no image of him leaving. Police analyzed every frame. No sign of him exiting alone, with friends, or in a crowd. Some theorized he could have left through a construction area or emergency exit, but these routes were either blocked or monitored. Dogs were brought in, but scent trails led nowhere. His phone was never used again. His bank accounts remained untouched. There was no activity, no digital footprint, no confirmed sightings. The idea that a man could disappear from a packed bar, in the middle of a city, without triggering alarms or witnesses, deeply disturbed investigators. Every logical explanation seemed to collapse under scrutiny. The footage became both the strongest evidence and the greatest mystery of the case. As days turned into weeks, the case grew colder and stranger. Brian had no known enemies, no criminal history, and no apparent reason to vanish. He was weeks away from graduating medical school. He had plans, responsibilities, and a future waiting for him. His family insisted he would never leave voluntarily. Police explored every possibility, including foul play, accidental death, and voluntary disappearance. The nearby river was searched multiple times. Nothing was found. Friends were questioned extensively. No one reported a fight or argument that night. Years later, strange leads emerged, including alleged sightings in other states, but none were ever confirmed. The absence of physical evidence made the case nearly impossible to solve. Without a body, a crime scene, or proof of death, the investigation remained suspended in uncertainty. Brian Shaffer had not just disappeared, he had erased himself completely. More than a decade later, the disappearance of Brian Shaffer remains unsolved. His case continues to haunt investigators and the public alike because it challenges everything we believe about logic, surveillance, and safety in public spaces. How does someone vanish from a crowded bar without leaving a trace? How can dozens of witnesses see nothing? The Ugly Tuna Saloon eventually closed, but the mystery did not. Brian's family still waits for answers. No arrest has been made. No remains have been found. The footage of Brian entering the bar is replayed endlessly, frozen in time, a reminder of the moment before everything stopped. Some disappearances happen in isolation. This one happened in plain sight. And that is what makes it truly terrifying.